It remains. I am Kaladakuru Batbo, 92.3 Nigeria Info. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, active on X, Nigeria Info page. It's time for us now to talk security in Rivers State. And, like I said, we'll look at it most especially during this state of emergency. Has there been improvement? What impact has been made? What was it like before? And then we'll also touch on certain issues of what is it called now? Headsmen, farmers' rift in Rivers State, where some people have been talking about that in certain areas in the state. We would also talk about, there are many issues we'll talk about as it relates to security in Rivers State. I will introduce my guest shortly. He is a security relations consultant, basically a security expert and analyst, and he has been doing that for about 15 years. He bridges the gap between the police and the public in terms of security consultation, intelligence gathering, evaluation, and follow-up, and relationship with the authorities. That's the police, and that's why he's a good person for a lot of the questions I will be asking today. And without further ado, let me introduce him. He goes by the name Ambassador Bosinde Araikpe. Did I pronounce your name well?
Oh,
Bosinde
Araikpe. Good afternoon.
I have a grudge with this man. I don't know if I should say it on air, but maybe after we'll settle it.
You need evidence.
I need evidence.
You need evidence, so as he who alleges must prove.
All right. Welcome on the show, Araikpe.
Thank you.
My first question is, what would you say about security in Rivers State? And I don't know, I'm asking you this question based off your relationship with the police, right? How would you say, with the current state of emergency, that the police has been able, how would you say they've been able to keep the security in the state?
Well, if I must be sincere with myself and my conscience and everything that I represent, I think security in Rivers State has been wonderful. Sincerely speaking, security has been wonderful as compared to so many other states in Nigeria. And I also think that irrespective of the pronouncement of state of emergency, for me, it did not change anything other than the administration.
So you're saying there was peace? There was peace in Rivers State. Is that what you're saying?
I was saying that yes, there was peace in Rivers State, and though we did hear of some what they call vandalizing of key infrastructure to the federal government as regards oil pipeline. That's the revenue source of Nigerian government, and so I believe that is the angle for which the state of emergency was declared. But other than that, I think the metropolis of Port Harcourt, where we live, and even some other places are relatively peaceful. You see, the only challenge that that Rivers people have are challenges that all over Nigeria are the same. For example, in the areas of the boundary areas where you have some criminal activities, just like it is in so many other states of the Federation. I think that is it. And security is a continuous thing. You can never achieve a perfect security, so you keep reviewing your security. Even in the absence of threats, you still keep reviewing security, because you can never get it 100% and just be at peace with it. You always keep to review your security.
Okay, so when you talk about peace in Rivers State, there is the report, done by SBM that put up South and Southwest as the regions where cultism is very rife, and Rivers State was ranked amongst the states in this region, in the southern part of the country. And there was another report, was it sometime last year, that mentioned, is it the Elimate Junction axis and the Port Harcourt metropolis in general as having security issues. It was ranked amongst the state. I think it was number 7, if I remember very well at the time, sometime last year. And so these reports go contrary to the argument that you're making that Rivers State is peaceful. What would you say about this report from a security angle?
From a security angle, I still stand on what I said earlier. Now, someone picked out Elimate Junction as a part of the town that has security issue, and for that reason is ranking the state I don't think that is fair to the people of River State who are residents here. You understand me? Because if you were to pick out regions like that, I'm not sure River State will even be among the top 10 in the country with regards to that region. For example, I could begin to tell you, even in the northern parts, a whole lot of junctions and points and flash areas, especially Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, Niger, this other state. Even before the Benue issue, we had flashpoints and all of that. So I also believe that the idea of picking out key locations in River State like the Eleme Junction now and begin to, yes, of course, Eleme Junction, like Garrison Junction, like Rumola Junction, like Waterlines Junction, has occasionally experienced issues of phone snatching and sort kind of issues. So it doesn't make it a national security risk. That is even a job ordinarily in the kind of setting we have, a local government should manage. These are jobs for police division even. So when they are making reference to it, I think they are not being very truthful. A lot of these other reports sometimes is aimed at demarketing the states. And I don't think that's fair to the Rivers people, because when people publicize these reports and it gets to the international communities and some other communities, it makes us look like we are at war here.
Right.
We are not really at war. You are not at war, else you wouldn't be operating. Your reporting style would have changed. So I think it's a plot to demarket the state, because as long as I can say, the police is doing their best within their abilities in the state, as well as the citizen also doing their best within their ability to be law-abiding in the states.
Talking about the police doing their best, let's stay with cultism, because it's still part of the reports from what we got from the SPM. How would you say police? How would you rate the police in terms of tackling cultism in the state? Because you've just said flashpoints, you've mentioned them, garrison, snatching of phones, enemy junction, snatching of bags. There is the slaughter area as well. Some of these flashpoints, how would you say the police in River State or security apparatus generally has been able to tackle cultism? Has it done fairly good enough?
Well, with regards to these flashpoints I mentioned, I want you to know that 3, 4, 5 years ago, those areas I mentioned were regular, where you just know that at certain time you can't be in Rumola, at certain time you can't be in Garrison, at certain time. But right now, as I speak to you, 9, 10, 11, I'm sure you can be in Rumola, you can be in Garrison. So if it happened, they are mostly isolated cases. But then again, with regards to cultism, now I have to also be frank with you. Let's be sincere. Yes, there are issues of cultism in River State. And not just one cult, multiple cult groups, as it is.
The report, I didn't want to call the name, but the report has that.
Yes, there are multiple cult groups in River State, you understand me, as it is in so many other states. In fact, if you go to Ebonyi and see what's going on with cultism, you'll be shocked. So that we will not argue, but you should understand that, cultism is actually gang. Okay. It's actually gang. Cultism is our own way of calling it, but it's actually gang, So these gangs are secret in nature. It's not like they parade the streets. It's a kind of secret gang. You understand me? So that's why their operations is still there. But I can tell you that I know that the police have the anti-cultism unit, whose main job is to gather intelligence and strike with regards to issues of cultism. I think aside from that, because cultism is a very discreet thing where they hide their operations, and it's a secret thing. So even you see people moving on the road, you don't know if they are cultists or not. They are well dressed. So because of that secret in nature, that's why it may not be 100% wiped out. But even with regards to their operation, as opposed to a few years ago, you will notice that their operations too, yes, we will not deceive ourselves that there is no cultism operation, especially in rural areas, is where they still operate, where it's easier for them to operate and then move back to interstate change to a different state, where the authorities here may not be able to immediately move due to the protocols with regards to jurisdiction and all of that. But aside of that, I think that we are actually doing very well in River State. All right.
You keep emphasizing on doing very well, but you mentioned the rural area, so let's go there. We've seen several reports from Eche, reports from Ogoni, reports from, if I remember very well, the Awuda region, where cows have entered farmlands, destroyed crops. Sometimes, there are talks of kidnappings and killings, and because, of course, when conflicts like that happen, tempers rise. How is the police handling this crisis? It's not yet a monster, but it has the capacity or the potential of becoming a monster. So, you know what they say in English, nip it in the bud. What is the police doing to nip it in the bud?
Well, I think this question is a very wonderful one. It's incidentally, I am a civilian. You understand me? And I wish I could put the police PRO on call now to get you details that you are looking for with regards to police operations in this area. But as a civilian who is interested in security, who has also been championing some police public activities with regards to bridging the gap between the police and the public, I would tell you that the reason why it is not yet rampant is because of what they are doing, which a lot of police operation, I am not even aware because it's always kept covert. You understand me? That's why you have not seen it rampant. You understand me? From what you have said now, you're pushing it into the headers, situation of a header stuff. It's not yet rampant because
and that's what I said. That's what
because
I said.
of what they are doing, it's not yet. That's why it's not yet rampant. Now, I think because you have brought this up, when I sit with the authorities, I think I'm going to ask them to find out, just for my own knowing, what and what they have been
can it go beyond your
doing.
knowing to Rivers people knowing as well? Because we would like to know what is being done, most especially because listeners are also from rural areas listening to the show right now, and they are affected by these happenings, and they really want to know what can be done, what is being done.
If you say what can be done, that I, as a security practitioner who is also close to the authority, can tell you is that I can leave you with actionable numbers that people in the rural area could trust to call and be sure to have their information passed to the police with regards to what they see. You see, yes, in every local government in Nigeria, there must be a police division. But the truth be told, we do not operate on a local form of policing. Our police is a federal police. What that means is that people from Nigeria, any part of Nigeria, can be posted to any part of Nigeria. So this is where the community needs to partner with the police. So every rural community, I will advise that they walk up to their divisional police officer and propose a partnership with him that will involve them in their own security of their own environment. Now, when this happens, if they find out that their divisional police officer is not cooperating with them, they should go to the area command supervising their divisional police. And if they don't get cooperation, they should march to the office of the Commissioner of Police, Moscow Road, Port Harcourt, and seek for that partnership. You understand me? That partnership will help them to be part of their security. Right. We have several popular vigilantes, I wouldn't want to mention their names, that have been operating in some axes like Emoha. And now those places used to have internal issues of security, but you will bear witness that those areas has witnessed relative peace, you understand me, due to the involvement of the community and the police in managing these security issues. So in those rural areas where this is happening, suspected headers activities, the indigents should try to take these steps I have mentioned. And I can assure you that the police will not deny you an opportunity to be part of security, because security is everybody's business.
All right, I'm going to pause you now. I do have a commercial. After the commercial, we'll continue our conversation. I have a lot of questions based off your relationship with the police. A lot of questions for you. Please to stay tuned.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned.
All right, I still have in the studio Ambassador Bosinde Araikpe, who is a security relations consultant and bridges the gap between the police and the public. And that's what he's trying to do on the show this evening. We're trying to get to understand the police via lenses. It's good to have you on the show. Welcome back.
I like the way you introduce it. They're trying to understand the police via my lenses.
Via your lenses. That's why you're in the studio. That's why you're the resource person.
I like that.
Even if I have a grudge against you.
It's okay. I've been living with a whole lot of people with grudges against me. And I'm doing well with your grudge.
All right.
But do settle, please.
No problem. Welcome back. Let's go back to the activities of the police in River State because, before the break, you were trying to explain how it's, a federal structure. It has a federal structure, the police, and how the communities would have to find a way to relate with the police, find a structure, go to the divisional police officer and ask how we can work together. But let's now talk about the police on the road. The police who are, checking vehicles. Would we ever see change?
Okay, please, can you please go deeper? Let me understand what you're saying. Because there are a lot of police on the road and they have made quite some successes by being on the road. They've stopped criminals. By being on the road, we've also heard stories of bad behaviors.
So maybe I should, because I've seen some very well-behaved police on the road.
That's why I'm telling you that you should be particular about the area of police on the road you want to look
I'm talking about the ones with the bad behavior. I don't want it to
bad
be
behavior.
I don't want it to come from me.
No, don't worry. See, you can even say police is corrupt. You can say anything you want to say. You understand me?
Okay.
You have freedom of speech. But the only thing I will say is whatever you say, I'm going to give you an answer that I have from my lens, like you said.
Okay. So I do remember sometime last year.
Okay.
Under the Rumokoro flyover, 13 police officers, about 3 women, or 2 women and a guy, if I remember correctly, they had to face punitive measures because they were caught red-handed by police authorities collecting money. I call it tithe offering, by the way. But after then, I have seen several police officers, along Adder George, along so many parts of Port. How can we stop this habit?
You've seen them along the George, along so many parts of Port Harcourt doing what?
Collecting tithes and offerings.
Collect tithes and offerings.
Collecting money from commuters.
Okay, fine. Okay, basically, now let me tell you this. You see, there are 2 things involved. Thank God you said sometime last year in Rumokoro, some were caught red-handed and they faced what they should face. You understand? They were arrested, right? It still happens every day. You understand me? But information is necessary to aid the police work. The police have the Commissioner of Police Monitoring Unit, the Commissioner of Police X Squad. These units are all there to checkmate the activities of the police. But also, these units are not ghosts. They may not have 100% information, but you can reach out to these units and you will see what will happen. I think maybe I may make available, I know the commanders of these units. So maybe I may give out the phone number.
But there's the narrative.
I'm coming.
I'm coming. There's the narrative that these people who are on the road are not doing it of their own accord, that they have been given orders to generate revenue of some sort.
Let me tell you. First of all, the police is not a revenue generating agency.
I agree.
Now, if you had allowed me, this is where I was going. First of all, I told you that maybe at the end of this interview, if it's okay with you and you're interested, I may want to give out the phone number of the officer that is in charge of the Commissioner of Police Monitoring Unit. Okay. You understand me? Or the ex-squad commander in the state, whose job it is to ensure that these things are eradicated within the police. You understand me? That is 1. Then 2, any police officer that is acting outside of the Police Act, at that point, is not serving the police force and the interests of the police. At that point, that individual is serving his or her selfish interests, her grudges, anger, and her bitterness, or her criminal mindset. Because what qualifies you to be representing the Nigerian police force anywhere, whether on the road or in an investigation, is that you play in line with the Police Act. Once you go outside of the Police Act, you are on your own. And there are internal measures to deal with such people when they are apprehended, arrested. There are internal measures. So if you say, well, are we still going to see police officers on the road collecting money, this, that? Yes, you will still see a lot of places where you will still see police officers collecting money. But there is a saying that evil strives when good is silent. Now, I've just told you we have the Commissioner of Police Monitoring Unit. You understand me? These are the people responsible to enforce this law.
All right.
When the police has arrested a couple of them, they keep arresting them occasionally when they have information and evidence so that they can prosecute them. But if you just call on phone and you expect someone to run down there and then they find out that there's nothing happening, you understand what I'm saying now. So that is it. So when they are arrested, they will now be able to tell us who sent them and where their orders are coming from.
But you see, if I should pick my camera phone and put it and try to record, I may run into a problem with the police officer.
If you are doing something bad and I want to record you, wouldn't I run into a problem?
That is
not
I understand where you're coming
why
from.
You should not do what you want to do.
You still don't get the point. So what if the police officer intends to bully me? What my safety? How do I go about it?
It's the same thing we're saying now.
So how do I get evidence?
That's what it's the same thing I'm saying. You get evidence how you get evidence. I'm not going to come on air and tell you how to get evidence. Have you forgotten that this same program is free?
You're the security expert.
That's what I'm telling you now. Have you forgotten that this same is like I give security tips on air and then I tell them something that even the criminals are listening. So now, if you're asking me how to get such evidence, so I should give it out to you, or you think they are not listening to. Now you think they don't have radio or they are not online, something we have shared online, and they go to my page a lot. So you think they are not also hearing.
Okay.
The point is this.
Yeah.
The point is this. There is a whole lot happening. And for me, I will say Nigerians need to be more and more involved in their own security, both in the operations of the police. The Northerners have got this thing I'm saying.
Okay.
They are very, very involved in their own policing. That is why all through you heard about NSAS in Nigeria, it's only in the south. Did you ever, you're a reporter, hear that maybe mistakenly they shot one person, in those days when SARS was operational, that one person was shot and killed in the north mistakenly, or was shot in the leg, or that SARS is extorting people on the road? Even as you hear of extortion, as you say, have you heard about it that in the north they used to carry boys in Jigawa, in Castina, even in Kaduna? That is a very big place.
So you're saying it's because the people are not involved?
Yes. The people decide,
yeah,
they are not very involved
in
their security.
How do we get to, okay, can we sit with the CP as a people, not a radio station? I'm talking about radio.
Good,
can we sit with
I'm
the CP?
bringing that up before you even say it. Look at it. Look at the flyer here now. You will not just can we sit with the CP. Look at it. If your cameras they will capture it. Look at it. This is myself and the Commissioner of Police. This is 27th of September.
That's you. Okay.
No.
Is it a program?
This is the 6th edition, the interactive dinner with the Commissioner of Police and other service commanders in Rivers State. Not just the Commissioner of Police. The DSS director will be there live. The General Officer commanding 6th Division, covering the south of Nigerian Army.
Can Rivers people be there?
Rivers. I'm coming. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Now, the Naval Commander, NNS Pathfinder, the 115 Operation Good of Nigerian Air Force, as well as the NSCDC Commandant, the NDLA Commander, Federal Road Safety. You understand me? They will be in this dinner, not represented. You will see them physically seated with the Commissioner of Police. And then, of course, we are now inviting market women, taxi drivers. Are you hearing me? Keke drivers.
I'm listening.
These people have unions. We are going to them to invite them, not the first time. They will come there. We are asking them. It's an interactive.
Can they
dinner.
ask questions? When we say interactive, I understand what it means. But see, it's one thing to say, it's another thing to do.
Okay, people. This is the 6th edition.
Yeah.
Which means there has been previous editions.
Okay.
You understand me? All you have to do is maybe sometime put it up on your show and say, okay, if you have attended this dinner before, tell us how it is.
But I'm going to say the grudge now. The grudge I have with my guest is I've been wanting to sit with the CP to have a conversation with the CP, true or false, and it's not been made possible, and that's why I'm asking this question. Is it possible for Rivers people to sit with the CP and ask him a question or several questions about security?
Well, coming from a presenter, I am shocked. I am shocked that a presenter will be asking me, a fellow civilian like him, that he wants to sit with the sitting commissioner of police. And I wonder how I can prevent that. Because one, I'm not even a police officer. So what right do I have to prevent you? When I know that the police headquarters is Moscow Road, and I know that you people have a security correspondent.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. We have tried our best.
Has been meeting in press conferences with the CP. What stops him from telling the CP, my people want to sit with you?
We have. That's what I'm saying.
So why am I involved?
Okay. Interesting. Well, now let's get to the reeling out of numbers for the CP monitoring units. So people can reach out and with their evidence as well, if they get to see any erring police officer.
Yes. Now, I have not taken permission from this officer, and I am doing this.
Okay.
Which is actually not very correct for you to air someone's number without their permission. But I just feel as a matter of importance, it's good that people have these phone numbers. Maybe when you ending the show, if you're going on commercial again, I will love as courtesy also to inform the owner of the number, because this is not like police official number.
Okay, you know what will happen?
It's a personal number.
I could give the number another day. Can that work?
Yes, I could do that, because now this is not like it's a police number. This is a personal number of somebody. The police has put up numbers already, which I can give, which is their official control room.
Let's get the control room number.
I can give out the control room number because everybody is supposed to have that in Rivers State. But with regards to this personal number, I will need some...
okay, so let's do the control number then.
Okay, the control room number for Rivers State Police Command is 0803 200 3514.
0803 200
3514.
One more time.
0803 200 3514. But there is one interesting angle of the police that people need to take advantage of.
Which is?
This new IG again has re-emphasized again, is the Police Complainant Response Unit. I have the flyer with the phone number in my car. I wish I knew it would get to this. I would have brought it up. So they even have WhatsApp line.
Okay, so
WhatsApp number is there.
I probably would be able to give out those numbers subsequent shows.
Then when you give it out, just tell them it's from Ambassador Bosinde. So if the authority, they will know that it came from my source. So nobody will, you understand? So this complainant response unit, do you know what they do? Like I can inform you that a lot of police officers actually have been arrested with regards to issues of... collecting extorting young boys in our states with regards to huge sums of money. I can assure you now that as I speak to you, I think last week, a couple of them was arrested in Rivers State.
All right. I think I would have to pause you. We do have another commercial, and maybe this is where we wrap up the show. But thank you very much, Bosinde, for coming through.
Ready to dive into the world of non-oil exports? Check out Niger Delta Exports for insightful reviews and vibrant Vox Pop discussions. We bring you the latest news, announcements, and export advice. Powered by Niger Delta Exports Development, a subsidiary of Moridan Nigeria Limited and Greenwood Export Academy. Remember, we are the voice of the Niger Delta economic diversification. Listen today.
Welcome to the show, Niger Delta Exports, the voice of the Niger Delta economic diversification. Just a quick reminder to let